The 5 dreams that reveal your biggest secrets, and you don't even know it. You know that weird dream where you're falling into the void and you wake up startled? Or the one where you're running, but your legs refuse to move? Your brain is trying to tell you something important. And what I discovered is going to completely change the way you see your nights. Every night, while you sleep, your subconscious is working. It processes your emotions, your fears, your hidden desires, and it sends you coded messages in the form of dreams. The problem? Most people completely ignore these signals. Today, we're going to decode the most common dreams together and discover what they really reveal about you. Trust me, some of the answers are going to surprise you. So here's the thing. You dream almost every night. Sometimes you remember them, sometimes you don't. But even when you do remember them, you probably tell yourself it's just random, that it doesn't mean anything, that it's just your brain doing whatever while you sleep. But that's exactly where everyone gets it wrong. Your dreams aren't random. They follow patterns. They repeat certain themes. And these themes are directly linked to what's happening in your real life. The problem is that nobody ever taught you how to read them. It's like receiving important letters every day, but in a language you don't understand. Frustrating, right? Look at the statistics. Studies show that people remember an average of 1 to 2 dreams per week. But do you know how many dreams you actually have each night? Between 4 and 6. Yes, you heard that right. Your brain is sending you 6 messages per night, and you're ignoring most of them. And the craziest part? These dreams often contain the answers to questions you're asking yourself during the day. Why you feel anxious at work. Why you have trouble making certain decisions. Why certain people make you uncomfortable. It's all there, hidden in your dreams. Let's start with the most common dream in the world. The falling dream. You know that feeling, right? You're somewhere high up, maybe on a building, maybe in the air, and suddenly you fall. Your stomach turns. Your heart races. And just before you hit the ground, you wake up in a panic. Most people think it's just a weird nightmare. But let me tell you what's really happening. This dream appears when you feel like you're losing control in your life. Maybe you have too many responsibilities at work. Maybe your romantic relationship is getting complicated. Maybe you made an important decision and now you're having doubts. Your subconscious picks up on all of this. It feels this loss of control, and it literally shows you what you're feeling. You're falling. You can't do anything to stop it. It's exactly how you feel in your real life. Even if you refuse to admit it when you're awake, that I've talked to dozens of people who had this dream regularly. And you know what? Every time, there's something in their life where they felt overwhelmed. A student who had too many exams. A mother juggling her work and her children. An entrepreneur who saw his business going in all directions. Now, let's talk about the second super common dream. The one where you're being chased. Picture this. You're running down a dark hallway, or in a forest, or in the streets of a city you don't recognize. Something or someone is chasing you. You don't necessarily see what it is, but you know it's dangerous. You run as fast as possible. Your legs are heavy. You want to scream, but no sound comes out. It's terrifying. This dream is so revealing. It shows that you're running away from something in your real life. But careful, it's not always a person or physical danger. Most of the time, you're running from emotion. A difficult conversation you need to have. A decision you need to make. A problem you refuse to face. Your brain knows you're avoiding something. So it creates this sensation of flight in your dreams. The more you ignore the problem in real life, the more intense these dreams become. I've seen people who had this dream almost every night for months. And when they finally confronted what they were avoiding, the dreams disappeared. Like magic. The third dream I want to talk about is the one where you're naked in public. You're in a crowded place. Maybe at school. Maybe at work. Maybe in a shopping mall. And suddenly, you realize you're completely naked. Everyone is staring at you. You desperately search for something to cover yourself. You feel exposed, vulnerable, embarrassed. This dream has nothing to do with nudity itself. It's about vulnerability. It appears when you're afraid of being judged. When you feel like people see your flaws, your mistakes, your weaknesses. Maybe you start a new job and you're afraid you won't measure up. Maybe you shared something personal and now you regret it. Maybe you feel like an imposter in some area of your life. Your subconscious takes this fear of being exposed and transforms it into a literal image. You're naked. Everyone can see. There's nowhere to hide. It's exactly how you feel emotionally. Let's move on to the fourth dream. The one about teeth falling out. You're talking or eating or just living your life normally. And suddenly, you feel something weird in your mouth. A tooth is loose. It falls out. Then another, and another. You run your tongue over your gums, and everything is empty. Sometimes you spit them out one by one. Sometimes they all fall out at once. This dream is super interesting because it has several possible meanings. The most common? It's linked to communication and self-esteem. Teeth are important for speaking, for smiling, for showing who you are. When they fall out in your dreams, it can mean you're afraid of losing your power to communicate. Maybe you said something you regret. Maybe you kept quiet when you should have spoken up. So it creates this sensation of flight in your dreams. The more you ignore, maybe you're worried about your appearance or what others think of you. Some psychologists also say this dream can represent a major change in your life. Like when you lose your baby teeth to get your adult teeth. It's a transition. Something old is leaving to make room for something new. But this transition can be scary. The fifth dream we're going to explore is the one where you're taking an exam and you're not prepared. Even if you finished school years ago, this dream can still appear. You're sitting in a classroom. You're given an exam. You look at the questions and you don't understand anything. You haven't studied. You didn't even know there was an exam today. You panic. Time passes. Everyone around you is writing calmly while you stare at your blank page. This dream appears when you feel judged or evaluated in your real life. When you feel like you're being tested and you're not sure you'll succeed. Maybe you have an important presentation at work. Maybe you have to make a difficult decision. Maybe you feel pressure to prove your worth. Your brain takes this performance anxiety and puts it in a familiar context. An exam. Because it's a situation everyone knows. A situation where you're evaluated, where there's a right and wrong answer, where failure has consequences. But wait, there's something even deeper to understand here. All these dreams have one thing in common. They're not there to scare you. They're there to help you. Your subconscious is trying to process emotions you're ignoring during the day. It's trying to show you what's wrong. It's trying to push you to take action. Think about it like this. Your conscious mind is busy all day. You work, you talk to people, you look at your phone, you think about 1,000 things at once. You don't really have time to stop and think about what you're really feeling. So your subconscious waits until you sleep. When your conscious mind is finally quiet, and then it can finally talk to you. Dreams are its language, a language made of symbols and images, because that's how your primitive brain works. It can't send you an email saying, hey, you're stressed about your work. No, it shows you that you're falling, that you're being chased, that you're naked in front of everyone. And you know what's great? Once you start understanding this language, everything changes. You can use your dreams as a tool to know yourself better, to identify your fears, to solve your problems. Let me give you a concrete example. I have a friend who constantly had the dream where she was being chased. Almost every night. She'd wake up tired, anxious. She thought it was just random nightmares. But when we talked about what it could mean, she realized something. She'd been avoiding a difficult conversation with her partner for months. A conversation about their future together. She knew they needed to talk about it, but she was scared. So she was running away. She finally had that conversation. It was difficult but necessary. And you know what? The dream stopped. Completely. Her subconscious no longer needed to send her alarm signals. The problem was solved. Climax/key moment. Now, here's the most important part of this video. The part that's really going to change your relationship with your dreams. Your dreams don't predict the future. They're not mystical. They don't come from another dimension. They're simply a reflection of your current mental and emotional state. And that's precisely why they're so valuable. Imagine you have a friend who knows you better than anyone. A friend who sees when you're not doing well even if you pretend you're fine. A friend who notices the little things you hide from others. A friend who tells you the truth even when you don't want to hear it. Your subconscious is that friend, and your dreams are its messages. The problem is that most people treat their dreams like random noise. They wake up, they tell themselves what a weird dream, and they move on. They completely miss the important information their brain is trying to communicate to them. But not you. Not anymore. Because now you know. You know that when you dream you're falling, your life feels out of control. You know that when you're being chased, you're running from something important. You know that when you're naked in public, you're afraid of being judged. You know that when your teeth fall out, you're worried about your image or your power to communicate. You know that when you're taking an unprepared exam, you feel evaluated and under pressure. And now that you know all this, you can take action. You can use your dreams as an early warning system, like a control panel that shows you when something's wrong in your life before it becomes a big problem. Here's how to do it. It's simple but powerful. First, start recording your dreams. Keep a notebook or use your phone. As soon as you wake up, before you even get up, write down what you remember. Even if it's just fragments. Even if it doesn't make sense. Write it down. You'll see patterns emerge. Maybe you have the same type of dream over and over. Maybe certain symbols come back often. These repetitions are important. They show you what your subconscious is insisting on. Next, ask yourself what's happening in your life right now. What's stressing you out? What are you avoiding? What's worrying you? Try to make the connection between your dreams and your reality. And finally, take action. If your dreams show you that you're running from something, face it. If they show you that you feel out of control, find ways to regain control. If they show you that you're afraid of being judged, work on your self-confidence. Your dreams won't solve your problems for you, but they'll show you where those problems are. And that's already huge. The problem is that most people treat their dreams like random noise. They wake up, they tell themselves, what a weird dream, and they move on. They completely miss the important information their brain is trying to communicate to them. But not you. Not anymore. Because now you know. You know that when you dream you're falling, your life feels out of control. You know that when you're being chased, you're running from something important. You know that when you're naked in public, you're afraid of being judged. You know that when your teeth fall out, you're worried about your image or your power to communicate. You know that when you're taking an unprepared exam, you feel evaluated and under pressure. And now that you know all this, you can take action. You can use your dreams as an early warning system, like a control panel that shows you when something's wrong in your life before it becomes a big problem. Here's how to do it. It's simple but powerful. First, start recording your dreams. Keep a notebook or use your phone. As soon as you wake up, before you even get up, write down what you remember. Even if it's just fragments. Even if it doesn't make sense. Write it down. You'll see patterns emerge. Maybe you have the same type of dream over and over. Maybe certain symbols come back often. These repetitions are important. They show you what your subconscious is insisting on. Next, ask yourself what's happening in your life right now. What's stressing you out? What are you avoiding? What's worrying you? Try to make the connection between your dreams and your reality. And finally, take action. If your dreams show you that you're running from something, face it. If they show you that you feel out of control, find ways to regain control. If they show you that you're afraid of being judged, work on your self-confidence. Your dreams won't solve your problems for you, but they'll show you where those problems are. And that's already huge. The problem is that most people treat their dreams like random noise. So there you have it. You now know what the 5 most common dreams mean. You understand that your subconscious talks to you every night. And you know how to listen to what it's trying to tell you. The next time you have one of these dreams, don't ignore it. Take a moment to reflect. What is my brain trying to tell me? What am I really feeling right now? What am I avoiding or what's stressing me out? These questions can lead you to surprising answers, to a better understanding of yourself, to solutions for problems you didn't even know you had. Your dreams are a gift, a free tool that your brain offers you every night to know yourself better and improve your life. All you have to do is learn to read them. If this video helped you understand your dreams differently, subscribe for more content on human psychology.